I hope you guys you are good. So now continuing with sorting. Now I'll only do the insertion sort. And then after we're gonna move to this part that we've been done. The list stack queues, the Java collection interface framework classes. We'll try to implement them so that you guys can see how they work. Because you're given a code, I'll also try opening it. Let me try opening it. Hopefully the network won't be a problem. Uh, so you must know the difference between, okay, let me start here. Let me zoom this. So you must know the collection, right? The collection classes. So let me open is we have got this collection. We've got what to call a queue. We have what to call a list. We have what to call a set, sorted set. We have a navigable set. What do we have? We have the queue. Okay, some of the imported, remember this is just a tree, right? So sets are divided into this, on those two. And then a list is divided into abstract lists, array list. What else do we have? Linked list. So you must know the difference between array list and linked list. This one is possible to come in your test. Very possible. And then this one, priority queue also. We must know what's the difference between just a queue and a priority queue. I think one of the things that makes them different is the arrangement, right? A queue follows a first in, first out. This one, the arrangement doesn't really matter, but we call it priority. What matters the most is that is the element, right? Yeah, if we're talking about, I don't know, the maybe the age of what something that is imported, we're going to take the only things, the set of things that are imported. As we call it priority queue. You'll just go and try to check more on this. And then we have a vector. It falls under what the types of lists you see, ne? And we have an array list. So it means there is a similarity between an array list and a vector. And also there is a similarity between a tree set and a hash set. So you must be able to differentiate them. I think that there are even explanations here. Here they say a list stores elements in sequential order and allows the user to specify where the element is stored. The user can access the element by index. Okay, we have what we call the list iterator. Yes, this is the what I was talking about, the array list and linked list. So they are saying the array list offers the most efficient collection. What else? A list can grow or shrink. An array is fixed once it is created. This you know, this is one of the advantages, and it also falls under the disadvantages of an array. We've discussed this. A safe application does not require insertion or deletion of elements. The most efficient data structure to use is an array. So you must know the similarities. What's happening here? The examples. Yeah, the example that I'm talking about is under this part. And this came on test one. Hopefully this will open. Yeah, let's open this first. Yeah, so this program, uh, I'm going to try to run it so that you see the output. So those Java collection interfaces are included here. This one was for a linked list. It was for a linked list. So when they say import, this is just the Java package, java.util. When they say as they put this asterisk, they're including all of them, right? Even the ones that even myself don't even know they are included, that asterisk. So with this program, you just have to analyze it. When they say add. This is a function to add. It means you'll be, when they say add 1, okay, let me unzoom this. Let me start here. Array list add 1. Array list add 2. So you are having a list of elements, right? You are adding them. So your program is going to print 1, 2, 3, 1, 4. So when you say add 10 into 0, it means you're saying at element number 0, which, and 1 was our element number 0, right? So it means it's going to start with 10. It's no longer, your code is no longer going to start with 1. So you're going to have 10. I want to try editing this. So you're going to have 10, 1, 2, 3, 1, 4. And at element, it's going to add the what state at index 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, meaning that this one will be cancelled. No, actually don't cancel, it will just be 10, 1, 2, 3, and then 30, 1, 4, 0, 3. You see, yeah. So actually, let's try to run this. Let's run this code so that we all see the output of this code. This is the output. This is what I was talking about. You have 10, 1, 2, 8. You see, so let's check what else happened here. They said linked list dot add red at index to 1. You see, at index 1, 0. Okay, now this is another, it's another, it's for this part. For, okay, it means this one, it ends here. You have this part. We created an object called, we declared here, we declared our list to be a type of what? Integers, right? Okay, no, we created an object called integer. Here we created an object called object. Even here, when we use the list iterator, we use what we call object. Again, we're creating an object. So our program from this part up to this is going to print a list of integers in the array list, and then it's going to print them. You see, it's going to print them 10, 1, 2, 30 in that order. Then 3, 1, 4. Let me see. 3, 1, 4. You see, nothing was deleted. Ne? Hopefully, you understand the first one. Then this one, they are saying we're going to add red where there is at position 1. Okay, we're going to add one red where at position 1 is where there is 2. It means we're going to have 1 red, and then yeah, and then with this function here, I think add first green, meaning that we're going to now add this. We're going to now add green at the first position. Hopefully, you guys understand that. So now we come to the second part of our code. System.print display that list forward. Then it says we're using the list iterator. Then we'll use the has next list. So this is the syntax. This part is the syntax for the list iterator. Is one of the functions under the what do you call this? It's one of the classes. Sorry, and then it's list iterator has next. You see, has next is a function. Remove last is a function as well. So you must just check out they display the outcome, then you'll understand. They say we are starting with green. If you check here, we say add first green. Add first green. That means we are starting with green. Then you have 10. We added the red at position 2. Remember? 0, 1, 2. Then we are remaining with the rest of the elements. Then we've got the remove last. It removed the last element. So I think this one, it also makes sense. Then we come here on this one. It says as previous. List iterator dot as previous. display the linked list backward. So it just changed this thing, or this everything. They use the has previous function to change everything to what? Backward. You see, ne? So green now it's at the end. We're starting with 1. Hopefully you guys will understand this. So this question, it usually has something like 5 marks. So you must know this code. If it comes, make sure you take all the marks. Let me copy. Okay, now we're doing the insertion sort algorithm, right? Insertion sort, because I haven't done this one. I only did the selection sort on the previous recording. Then you're going to say public, create our class, call it insertion sort. So I'll only do maybe one example under that or two, depending on my typing speed here. And then we're going to say public static void main. And there is something I left there on the collection interface, but I'll re-explain it some other time. Why having this, we're creating our method, then you're going to add this string args. So now I'm going to create an array int I'm gonna initialize. I'm declaring an initialize. Right, this is something that you all know already. This is not. I'm just going to type random numbers. As long as they are integers, we're not gonna have a problem. Then now want to sort this. So this is already sorted. You see, ne? So this should be in. It should be a mixture of elements that are not sorted, so that we can apply the insertion sort. So this one is more complicated. With that other one, I think we just have to know the algorithm for sorting on int. Let's say we create a variable n, we initialize it to array dot length. Now I say, remember when I initialize this to array.length, meaning that inside my for loop, because I want to iterate through the elements, it won't be necessary for me to write array.length, right? So I will say int I is equal to 1. And then we have I, it's less than n. I come and say I plus plus in order to iterate. So here we're not decrementing. We want to move from this position to the last position. Then I'm going to say now if you check, I'm saying I is equal to 1, meaning I'm starting from the second element. Remember, must compare the second element with the previous element. And remember, with the selection sort, the difference is that on selection sort, it doesn't check the second element. It first finds the smallest element. So you guys must also go back there and check out the selection. This one is find the smallest element. Yeah, so that's the explanation right there, so that you know the difference. You'll also check the code, because I also forget this source at some point. So I'm going to create a variable. I'm going to say int target. So this is where I'm going to insert my values. And then I'll say array I. So now I'm going to create a new variable, right? Let's say it's s that I'm going to use to compare with the int target, the target. So we want to compare elements. So I'm going to say I minus 1. So what this means is that I'll be comparing this one with the previous one. Once I move to this one, because my loop will be updating to 2. It will first start with I equal to 2, move to I equal to 3, move to I equal to 4 in that order. Now I come and say, now this part I know it's for comparing. It's good to comment your code to compare elements. Now I'm gonna create a while loop that's going to compare, to shift elements. Now I want to move them. Remember, they have to move, right? When you compare, after you shift, you start shifting. So now I'm going to create my while loop. Uh, than the target. So now I'm saying that on this part, I'm saying that whenever the new element, this variable that's going to store the previous element, whenever it is greater or equal to 0, and whenever it is greater than the next element, then this must happen. So remember here now, I want to shift elements. So I'm going to say the next element is going to be initializing the value before the next element, meaning I will say array before the value before. Yeah, so on this part, let me try to comment my code. Let's comment on this code so that it makes sense. Let's put this side. So this is a while loop to shift. This is the part where I'm planning to shift elements. I'll just say shifting. Then I come here. Hey, I hope. Yeah, let me comment it. I wanna comment these things in one line. See now. Okay. Yeah. Now this part is for moving elements to the right. This part. Move right. Move elements to the right. So your code should make sense, guys, whenever you write. Okay, this part is for that. Usually I'll do it like that. Now I come to the next line. I want to also move my elements backward. I'm gonna shift this. I'm going to say s it's equal to s minus 1. Yeah, so for this part, I'm moving. Remember, we started by moving elements to the right. They will be moving to the right. Then after, we're going to move some of them backward, right? So it has to be s equal to s minus 1. Now, this was the while loop part. This is the part where you do a while loop. Now I can come and say, I want to initialize I want to initialize my next element with the target value. Why am I doing that? If this will only work when this condition fails. If the remember we initialized we declared s, we said s is the value before. So always when you look for the first time, s will be 22. You look for the second time, remember you will have compared as well. You will say when that element before is greater than, if it's greater than, then you can shift, right? If it's greater than, so here shifting won't happen between the first two. Hence we should have said when this one is greater than, let's put 1. Yes, so here shifting will happen. 1 must come that side. Then it comes again. Then now it updates. 22 will be here. So it will be compared with 14. Then it will shift again. You see in that order. So now while this condition fails, if this condition fails, obviously it's gonna go out of the while loop, and then we're going to say for the next element would be equal to that value, right? Meaning we won't do anything. We'll just insert it. Your program is going to insert. Let me see. If my array s plus 1 now it's 1, and remember we're doing what we're looking for. We want to put this in order, in session order. So we're going to insert 1 where there is 22, but only if this condition has failed. Only if this condition has failed. So you must just also get the grasp of whatever I'm doing here. And then now from here, I'm gonna create a for loop so that I can print my elements. So here I want to insert insert values in the right position, in the correct position. Okay, so now here, let me just say insert values because I want my comments to be in one line base. So here I'm going to say for int I equal to 0, for I less than what? I less than n, as long as it's less than the length. Remember, we initialize this to the length. Then we say I plus plus. And then you will see we print system dot out dot print lane. Then I'll say array. Want to print the elements. Now just say I. That's it. And print this. So I hope you guys will understand this logic. So remember I said the aim of this sessions is for you guys to understand, not for you guys to check how many errors I'm making, right? As long as you understand what I'm doing, where I'm shifting, where I'm moving elements to the right, where I'm moving them backward, you see, because when, yeah, you have to understand the logic. So let me just run this. If you have an error, I'm just gonna stop here. You guys will identify the error, but I think the error is on, okay, it's on the for loop. Evan, it's on this for loop here, system.out.print array. We've closed this. Initialized. Oh, okay. I forgot to put the int here. Ne? Should be here. Int I equal to 0. Then I think everything for now is fine. Then let me check on the while loop. Legal start. Even here it's a problem. While int. But I've declared this as here. What's the problem here? Not quite sure what's the problem with this one. Okay, I'll just check it out as well. What should be the problem? It's greater or equal to, I think it's because of this space there. Not sure. Variable is already defined. Yeah, I knew that you might have this error here. I think we're supposed to use, let's use S plus something. It's like here we're supposed to use a new variable. Let's say when int is equal to 0. Yeah, you see now, yeah. So guys, I don't know why this online compiler is compiling this the way it is, because see now we have 22, a lot of times 37, and it didn't even shift the way I wanted, because it's supposed to first shift by writing once, then 22. Yeah, so but this is the right code for insertion sort. So if you compare it with the one for selection sort, you realize that here we're not storing values temporary in that way. We just use the while loop, we shift elements backward. You see, ne? So I think this one is faster when you check compared to the selection sort, because selection sort will first select the smallest, you see, ne? Yeah, so you must also check the pseudo codes as well, so that you also understand this. So now I'm gonna move to how to use those collection classes. So I'm gonna start with let me do this collection. Let me just say the Java collection framework to print elements. So what I'm talking about is something similar to this exactly. So I'm not gonna start with the linked list. I'm gonna start with the array list, right? Yeah, I'm gonna start with the array list. Okay, what's happening? Let's go back to our compile framework. I'm going to say import .java. So you must know this Java packages, because there are a lot, and if But they will ask you about something that they didn't teach you. So you must just know the ones that they teach you, and then the other ones you teach yourself. Then you have public class. So I'm gonna say this is list. Then I'm gonna create public static void main string args. So some of these things you must teach yourself. What do you mean by args? What do you mean by static? Everyone should do their own way, right? And then we'll have, I'm going to say, remember this is my class name under the Java. Remember we've array list, we've linked list. So all of them, you should know how they work. Which one is more efficient? So array list is faster generally. So you must know that array list. And that's if when we compare it with the linked list. So here's the syntax. You're gonna say the class name, then here you write your integer types. You write the data type here, the data type. So let me do this. I'm going to say so that you don't forget class name, and then here it will be data type. Then I come here, I will say, yeah, I'm gonna say what the object, right? Actually, it's variable. Let's use the word variable, and it's equal to new. So you are creating a class called array list. So you'll say class name, and like that. You must also put this. So this is just the syntax. So ensure that you know this. It's very important, guys. This is very important. Then here you'll say string. If I want to input output string, and then I'll say my class name is list. You see, you no, you're creating what a variable, isn't it? So we can call it anything. Can I? We can call it Bongan, and then we'll initialize this to new. My class name is what is list. Class name is list. So remember, the reason we're using this is because arrays have a fixed size, né? So we're trying to avoid such by using the Java collection framework. So now we have, so now I have created my what? My class, my array list. Let me just created array list. Now from here, you'll use the functions. You will see, okay, here the syntax is you write the object that you created, né? The variable is vongan, then dot add, then you say Java. Yeah, although even this one makes sense, I'm just going to write things here. As long as you get the idea. Java, Java, Java. Even yeah, I can just print Java, 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 right? Or let's print banana. Yeah, banana is fine. Masala. And yeah, let's print Zulu. Yeah, guys, if I print your name, you are a problem. If you, yeah, guys, let me not print a lot of people's names, né? Yeah. Now we have Bongani, 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 Bongani. So from here, you must call. Oh, okay. You don't call. We don't close anything. It's not a scan. Ramon scanner must come and close. Right. And so you have to say system dot out dot println. Then I'm gonna say elements. Okay, let's say names in the list. Names in our list. So now I want to print these names again. So I'm going to say now, because this is an array, remember. So how do we, if it's an array list, the syntax is like, you will say for, so this syntax, it will remain the same even for linked list. For string item, and then here you write your variable, then you'll say what? You'll say system. Hey, I hope this logic is still fine. Did I? I can see that I forgot something here. Yeah, the problem of not, I must, okay, already closed there. This is for the follow. Need one extra. Yeah, okay. All right. So now we're going to see system dot out dot println. I want to print what? I want to print items. I'll say item. So this is just the syntax. Even for, okay, let me see. Yeah, even for the other data structures, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that. You can still write it in this way. Java.array list. It's saying what? I forgot to close here. Yeah, so guys, it's important to read and see what your error is. This one it should be. Let me see, check something. Java. Oh, I say Java dot. I said import dot Java. It's supposed to be import Java dot util. So now I'm having an error with the what? Hey. With my syntax here is system string. Yeah, I said string. Ne? Your code is properly in that head. Ne? Println. Saying what identifier expected. It means we have left some. Just there. Oh, I forgot to put the closing. Now it's saying a legal start of for loop. I think this for loop should be inside. Oh yeah, I see what's the problem. This for loop, remember it's solitary for those names. They should be here inside the method. I placed it outside the method. Hmm. Yeah, this is tiring. Okay, so now here I don't know what's the problem. It's saying what cannot use this sign with a non-generic class list. mm, what is the syntax? Say the new. Oh, okay. Yeah, guys. Another problem is that we're using this online compiler. So some of these things of these classes are not even included. Let me see. It's a new list. This part. I think this part is the problem. But this is the class name. Oh, okay. Yeah, I should have said. Yeah, remember the the class is array list. Yeah, so this was the problem. And I think our code should run from here. Should run. Here now was the problem. Mm, Java 3, line 3, import Java dot util dot array list. Mm. Package java.util. I'm not sure what's the problem here now. So when it's like this, I'm not sure. Maybe we should just put 910. And this will string. Okay. Yeah, so on this part now, I don't know what's the problem now. Trying to check what could be our problem. We've closed the folder. Okay. name, then you put this, then the last one, the set. Let's try to problem Java util set class. Set, call our class name set. Now I'm no longer going to comment this code so that I can see what's the problem. Because when I comment, I even forget some things. Public static void. So yeah, I'm creating our function. I'm gonna call it, okay, it's main string args. Now we're gonna start our code here. So it's data type hash set. I'm trying to use the hash set. Then here we're going to say integer. Now I'm going to print integers. Yeah, let's avoid the strings and the baby errors here. Integers. Set my class util. Yeah, you see such small errors, I can't even detect them myself, right? Yeah. So, but the aim is for you guys to know the syntax of this Java utility, because these things are here on your slide. Are there on your slide. So must make sure that. So, but then this is how you create a hash set. Hash set collection. So this one you can remove elements. The one I was writing, you just add elements, right? Inside the for loop. So this is how it will iterate when you are using the collection. You are going to always do it in this way. So that time we're supposed to write a variable, and that they were supposed to create a variable, and then write the variable or the object that we have created, and then I'll say system dot out. So set here, this is a variable, is an object, but I usually call it a variable just so that I don't forget. I usually forget when I call something an object. So set is like the object of a set. Print, then this will print what? The new variable that I've created, which is num. See, then we print. Yeah, because this is an online compiler, like I say, so will always have such errors. System is saying system.print. I was expecting, okay, this one is fine. No, I think even on the other code, I forgot this. I forgot it. And this is taking it. So I've done the set and the linked list. So you guys will go and try to utilize the other ones. So this is loading forever, guys. So you'll try to, but I wanted you to see the outcome here. Let's go. I have to copy this. I guess the network, it's not is not working very well, but this doesn't have an error. So you'll go and also do it yourselves, guys. So I'm gonna stop this recording here. Let's stop it. Okay, bye.